Hi, everybody. I'm Jerry Stapp. I'm here with Larry White. This is Broker Top Tips. So excited about having Larry White on today's call. And we're going to talk about some things that are near and dear to his heart. And hopefully, it's some great value that we can share with other people also that listen to this. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel below, like, comment. Would love to hear all that stuff. So, Larry White, catalyst and creator of opportunity, appreciate you so much being on today's call.
Yes, I appreciate being here, man. We've been through a lot together, and I think we'll be through a lot more together here in the next few years for sure.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I actually met you. I think it was January 2012. We were in Las Vegas at a company event. Um, and I was quiet the whole 2 or 3 days and just loved the way you got up and spoke and just gave some great tidbits to people around you. So it was great to meet you then. It's great to see you now. So give us some of those great tidbits now.
Oh man, there's so much, right? But the thing that's allowed me to kind of not just stay in the real estate market, but thrive is looking ahead, right? Like what's
Yeah.
coming up next, right? Because everybody makes money in an up market. I talk to thousands of agents every single month. And the common theme was, oh, 2020, 2021, my best years ever, right? And they
Yeah.
think this euphoric stage is going to last forever, but they didn't really build the foundation correctly. And, then the common theme is like, oh man, well, last year, like volume was the lowest it's ever been in my career.
Yeah.
And there's some interesting things that are going on in the market, which in my eyes creates a lot of opportunities. So we've seen this fluctuation with interest rates and stuff like that, that kind of slammed on the brakes for our market, right? Like when interest rates
Mhm.
were 3, 4%, like, man, like you couldn't slow things down. And then like inflation, everything else, it's all this balancing act out there. But now you're getting to a point where we still have high inflation rates, so things are not moving as fast as they used to. It's not this euphoric state of real estate. You have consumer debt that is at an all-time high, like higher than we've ever
All-time
seen.
high. Yeah.
Mhm. More importantly, you not more importantly, but just as important, auto loan industry is getting
Hmm.
crushed right now. Like I've been telling my wife, like in the next 4 years, we're buying our dream car because it's supply and demand. There's some cars, some brands that the car dealerships have a 17-month supply of inventory,
Yeah.
like, which is crazy. They are allowing you to buy the car for less than MSRP,
Yeah.
right? Because they have to move them, and it's supply and demand. You will find the same thing in real estate. On average, you're still seeing less than 4 months supply of inventory, which makes it a seller's market.
Yeah.
But compared to 2 years ago, I mean, we were less than 45 days of inventory on the market,
It's
right?
crazy.
So you're starting to see this inch up. And then one of the key indicators that I always look at is the bond yield inverse. And that basically means that short-term money in comparison to long-term money. Ordinarily, if you were to take out a loan or deposit money into a CD or a money market account, the banks would incentivize you to invest in a longer period.
Yeah.
When the bond yield is inverted, that means that you're compensated more to invest in the shorter term. Why would that happen? It's because the banks don't know what's coming down the future
Mhm.
and can't be locked into a 2.5 or 3%. So they'll do a shorter term at a 4%, 4.5%. Every time that leading indicator has came up, it's led to a recession. And so people can say what they want, like, oh, the market's doing so good. Look at my crypto account, this and that. Like, what goes up comes down, and it always has since we started tracking it at the dawn of time. And myself, where I met you, like, was around the default industry.
Yeah.
And so as all of this happens, the market is never good or bad to me. It's just different. Where we strive as realtors, as real estate professionals, How do we add more value than our competitors? There's no shortage of realtors. There's everybody knows somebody that's a realtor. This is where we have to add so much value to where it is a disservice not to use us. And that's where like my clients are banks, institutions, etc., that call me. Like I have one today, 9 properties in St. George, Utah, that I'm trying to place between $1 and $1.4 million a piece.
Hmm.
Right? Like
Yeah.
there's luxury that's starting to default. At one point in 2009 to 2014, there was a 4+ year supply of luxury homes on the
Oh my.
market. Like
Wow.
that was your time to buy your dream home at that point in time. And then you would have rode this appreciation and everything else. But, here's the thing, and I'm not a doomsday prepper. Like, again, the market, that's not good or bad. The market has to correct. We cannot continue like this
Yeah.
because now we're in an affordability crisis. Rents have kind of matched that because we've had all of these institutional buyers and stuff that are out there buying the primary price point of 350 and under, which is most of our first time homeowners and everything like that. Something has to give, and the market always kind of corrects itself. And when that does, there will be opportunities with banks, with institutions, but more importantly, with home buyers and sellers. Right? This is our time to create some raving fans for life. If you can help
Yes.
somebody avoid foreclosure, avoid bankruptcy or something like that, and possibly get into a better situation, like it will create a raving fan. They will tell other people. And that's where I think the biggest opportunity is right now.
Yeah, I think because of our experience and what we've gone through in this space, I think a lot of homeowners just reaching out to us and us giving them some of that knowledge and some of that value. A lot of them think they don't. There's not much they can do, or they just wait to the last moment. I know, especially in California, there's a lot of properties that have equity, and I mean, I hate to see anybody lose their property, but
Yeah.
also the second thing is I hate to see anybody lose their equity, right? So there's some things that I know we can both help them with. So yeah, it's near and dear to my heart. And now what's going on with this year, especially in California and some of the other states, I'm talking to some agents in other states, and they're like, "Well, Jerry, in my area, values have come down, right?" Um,
Mhm.
and so being in debt right now is going to be hard because you want to try to stay out of debt, but you want to really just make sure that no matter what, you don't lose your home and lose all that equity if you can, if there's a way to avoid that. So yeah. So I appreciate it so much, Larry, and all that you do and everybody that you help. So appreciate you being on today's call. Is there anything else you want to add before we hop off?
Man, the one of the other biggest opportunities that I think will come up, especially for real estate professionals, is the Airbnb space. I
Yeah.
think it got oversaturated when COVID hit, and people are not cash flowing on that. And so now they're starting, like, those will start to fall behind. Like, that is another huge opportunity to help clients out of situations and stuff there and bring some more inventory to our market that right now is still a little bit light.
It's interesting that you say that because, a lot of the vacation rentals, especially in Orange County by the beach, all those city ordinances changed on a lot of that. I mean, even I was looking at Seal Beach, and they have this 1% area that they allow, short-term rentals. Like this 1% of houses in a certain area, and there's like a huge years of waiting list to be able to just do that. So that's restricted a lot of income for people that own these vacation homes. So yeah, that's a really, really good point, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So this is where it's just looking ahead, right? And the same thing, like we become more valuable as we solve problems for people. So you have to look ahead and try and figure out what those problems are and then have the solution before people even get there. So that way you're ahead of the game there. And that's what I would advise everybody. Like look at where the market's going, not at where it's at right now.
absolutely. So hey, if anybody out there, if you're an agent that needs some help with this, if you're a homeowner that needs some help with this, feel free to reach out to either of us. We'd love to just give you some great value. Larry, as always, I appreciate you. We'll see you in the next call, bud.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, bud.